I believe that it's important to raise the dropout age to 18, and it's more psychological than it is possibly anything else. Students who know they can drop out at 16 will actually mentally drop out at 13, possibly 14. So they're gone. They may be in the seat, but their minds are gone. If we raise the age, it has a psychological impact of at least making them feel that they can't actually drop out for another 2 years. Therefore, it pushes that mental dropout level, hopefully up to 16, and we'll have them for that long. But just to raise the minimum dropout age is, to me, not the primary reason to do that. If we're going to keep doing things as we've always done them, then it makes no sense to keep the kid in school. We have to find out what is of interest to that young person and try to structure the education around their interests. We shouldn't keep going down this road of one size fits all, that everybody has to be taught in the same fashion. I have visited a number of schools where there are youngsters who've told me that without having an opportunity to go online and to be able to take online courses that are of interest to them, they would have dropped out of school. We can prevent dropouts not so much by depending on community organizations to try to help cure this problem, because I don't think community organizations have the ability to cure the problem. If they did, they would have done it by now, because there's been a proliferation of community organizations coming out of our ears for years, and it hadn't had any impact on the dropout rate. The dropout has to be cured by the institution that is impacted by the dropout, and that's the school systems. And the school systems must change. We can't keep sitting kids in seats, allowing a teacher to stand at the front of the room and become a talking head and expect kids to be excited about going to school. Absolutely ridiculous. The most exciting classrooms I have visited have been those where kids are interactive, where they're doing different tasks, and where they're basically teaching themselves. So as the executive director of the Education Cabinet, my emphasis will be on getting universities more involved, community colleges more involved, and public schools more involved, and recreating a whole new classroom atmosphere, which I think can have a tremendous benefit on keeping kids interested and excited. I was quite fascinated by Fayetteville, that has put in a rule that when kids come to school, they must leave their electronic devices in the office and then pick them up at the end of the day. Kids use electronic devices. That's part of their life. It is the pencil and paper to these kids today that was to my generation years ago. Why don't we design an educational experience that allows the electronic device to become a part of that educational experience? One example I know that they gave is that kids can text each other the answer to tests. Well, then we should change the test. Instead of having multiple choice tests where answers are easily texted, why don't we have tests that require some thinking and a more elaborate answer? That way they can't text each other so quickly, and it cuts down on that problem. That's just one example of how we need to approach this problem. And I hope that we'll be smart enough to accept that just raising the dropout age is not going to achieve anything other than keeping a boring student in a classroom to be disrupted longer.